Yep, so joined by the Chippenham town manager Mark Collier on BBC Wiltshire. Mark, how would you sum that up today?
Well, disappointing really. It was always going to be a difficult game. You know, what they had to play for, what we didn't have to play for. Plus the fact is that the win, you know, is an absolute howler on this pitch as well. It's never going to be a classic. Almost going to be one goal was going to win the game. Very few chances created, in all fairness. I think we created two good chances when they scored. Cootie. So yeah, I thought we were poor in the second half. To be honest with you, didn't really create too much, but you know, went a bit too direct. And we bring Jack Comfort on to get the ball out wide, but you know, we continued to try and play after the front men, which not really was the plan. So that's disappointing. But you know, maybe it's not the time to dissect the game. You know, after a long season.
Yeah. Right, Matt, can you take any positives though from today?
Again, that was the youngsters have performed well. You know, Tarek's had a decent game at right back. You know, people forget he's only 19, but a 17-year-old at left back. You know, 18-year-old Harry Rutty in the middle of the back four as well. So, yeah, that we take the benefits from that and the positives that young players will compete at this level against a big physical, decent side in Chelmsford City.
For those that missed you on BBC Wiltshire before kick-off, you talked about the progression made this season. Okay, you finished in the same position, but you got more points than last season.
Yeah, you know, I think it's a progression for me. The fact is that the league's stronger this season. The league's, I think, a lot stronger than it was this time last year. And the fact is that, you know, we've had so many injuries. You know, I'll harp on about it, but it's because it has such a big say on us. For 4 players, contract players to have operations, and 1 player to be waiting for an operation now says it already. You know, when you look at the standard, you see some great players that will make a big difference in this team, any team in this league. So that gives a progression to me. As I say, that we've managed to compete at this level in a tough, unforgiving division with so many injuries to so many key players for such a long time.
So moving on again, for those who didn't hear you talk beforehand on BBC Wiltshire, for different reasons your budget won't be as big as it is at the moment. You're going to have to operate with a smaller squad for next season, but you're still confident you can compete as you've done for the past 2 years at National South.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if we can get those players, you know, we've got 4 or 5 players that are injured. If when they come back and they're on their way back now, and they will be working through pre-season to get themselves back, that strengthens us up. So we know that. There's a budget cut because of the work that's going on around the ground. There's a lot of work. All that comes at a cost. The club have been great in paying for players' operations as well, so you know that comes at a cost to the directors. So we're grateful to them for that. But now we have to plan with a smaller budget, certainly for the start of the season, to see where we can go. But you know, I've spoken to Gary and the chairman, and you know, something that we can work with, and we look forward to working with it.
Now, whether it's the budget, whether it's your decision or their decision, do you think many players will leave you this season?
I think there's always a turnaround of players. And some players will leave just on the fact is that, you know, they've got better offers somewhere else. There's also going to be other players that, you know, we might not want to keep. Some players might not want to be at this football club anymore. So, you know, it's something for us to talk about. It'll all happen in the next couple of weeks, and we have to put a retained list out. But it'll be what it will be. You know, we've got some targets we'd like to try and bring in. We're speaking to those players as well. And as I say, hopefully it will strengthen us.
Because at one point this season, you know, the injuries hindered you and back form in March, but at one point this season, sneaking into the playoffs was a distinct possibility. You sense you've got the nucleus to do something next season?
Yeah, without a doubt. We've got the spine of the team, but we need to keep those players fit, so it's just fingers crossed that happens. I think in March we got 1 point, I think out of 18, so that's not good enough to get where we want to be. It's a fine line in this league, very fine line between taking your chances. Nat Jarvis, you know, looked very tired today. He's played nearly every minute of every game. Do we want to rest him? Do we want to bring him out? Yes, we do. We couldn't do so due to the amount of injuries we've had. So, yeah, we were close to the playoffs at one stage, but longevity is what you need in this division. You need to dig in, week out, freshen up week in, week out, and we've not been able to do that. And I think it's just about caught up with us.
And I'm sure your phone will ring non-stop, maybe from this weekend onwards during the course of the summer. What kind of players do you want to bring in? Is it up-and-coming players? Is it those who know this league inside out?
Yeah, I think we need to bring those in, people that know the league and know the division and know what it takes. You know, we did that in the Southern League. We've got players who knew what it took to win that division or to be competitive in that division. So I think we need to do that. I think we've got a nucleus of good young players as well. We've got some good young players, not just Harry Rutty, there's 2 or 3 others in the academy that are coming through. Kane Bradbury, Harrison Lee have looked very good. they'll join the squad for the start of pre-season. So yeah, I think experience is vital, and you can see there's a lot of physicality in this league as well. So that's an important factor as well.
Have a good summer.
Thank you.